because this concerns all of you. It may not seem so, but it does. Creativity matters, in my opinion, for two main reasons. And for the first one, I feel the need to share with you one of my biggest fears. It's not such a big deal, I'm sure that almost all of you have it. And I'm talking about the fear of failure. But in my case, it was so bad that I would not even try to solve a math problem if I didn't know which method to use to solve it. Or I would not start the drawing if I knew that what I had in mind was a little bit more challenging than everything I drew before. Or I would not practice piano if I knew that anyone was near and could hear me making mistakes. That's because, for me, back then, making mistakes was a proof that I was not good enough. And today, look at me sitting right here in front of you, screwing this up, and I'm perfectly fine. How did I manage to cope with this fear? Well, it all started while I was watching a YouTube tutorial about how to draw something. And the man who was speaking in this tutorial said something like this. Sometimes you should say, I want to screw this up. I want this to be a bad drawing. And I went, what? This man has no idea what he's talking about. And of course, he knew, because he immediately continued saying, sometimes you should make mistakes just to remind yourself that you are allowed to make them. And then I had one of those aha moments. And I started applying this concept in almost every area of my life. Starting with this drawing. This was supposed to be a bad drawing. And then this was supposed to be a bad drawing. And this was supposed to be a bad drawing. Now, while I was drawing those, I felt like giving up 100 times because of some minor mistakes. But then I remembered, wait, this is supposed to be bad, so you're going the right way. And the more I created, the more I realized that failure is a big and important part of the learning process. And it's not just me who experienced this, it's also the case of many students from the University of Florida. Because in his first day of class, Professor Jerry Alsman divided his film photography students into two main groups. Everyone on the right side would be on the quantity group, and everyone on the left side would be on the quality group. At the end of the semester, the first group grades would be based only on the number of photos taken. Now, on the other hand, the quality group had to take only one photo, but it had to be like the perfect photo. At the end of the semester, the professor was shocked to see that the best photos were taken by the students from the quantity group. That's because all this time the students walked around taking photos, experimenting with the lighting and effects, and the results were amazing. While the students from the quality group had nothing spectacular to show. All they had was speculation about the best angles and the perfect lighting. Don't get me wrong, I know that these students have nothing to do with the fear of failure, but they showed us that the more you create without the constant pressure of being perfect, and the more you experiment with your skills, the faster you're going for better. You should never, ever let failure come between you and your creativity process. And at this point, I feel the need to get something straight, because I'm almost sure that when I say creativity and creative process, the first thing that comes into your mind is art, music, and literature. And you couldn't be more wrong. When I say creative process, I mean every process of turning your ideas into reality. You can be someone passionate about informatics and come up with an amazing app. You can be someone passionate about robotics and invent amazing machines. And you can be someone passionate about the environment and create an event to clean up your town. And not at the end, you can be someone passionate about public speaking and create a stage to inspire others. Before I can tell you my second reason why I think creativity is important, I need to ask you some questions. How many of you have ever felt inspired by a movie? A song? How many of you are here today because of some TED Talk they heard? See, creativity has a very powerful way to inspire others. We look up to people who realize amazing things and revolutionize the world because we think that maybe, just maybe, if they did it, we can do it too. They are the proof that you can turn your ideas into reality. You can take what's up here and put it into the real world. In my first TED meeting, I was taught that everyone can have great ideas. And that's true, but I'm sorry to tell you that your ideas are nothing if you don't at least try to make them happen. Everyone can have great ideas, and that's true, but not everyone will do something to make them happen. At the very end, I want you to remember that you should never let failure come between you and your creativity. And you should at least try to make your ideas reality. Thank you. I'm Cîmpean, and this was supposed to be a bad speech.